morning, you guys. It is, what is today? Wednesday, and I'm on the way to my office. We have a little bit of a meeting this morning. Have my coffee in tow. Just had a bar for fueling number 1. And we had some snow, so I love that. And you know, it's so interesting. I love getting information on what to talk about from my Instagram or from the group I have on Facebook, Keeping It Optavia with Felicia Nurse. And one of the things that have been circulating is a lot of people say that you should not be hungry when you're on Optavia. A lot of people say that. You should not be hungry. You should not be hungry. I, of course, will disagree. So this is why I say that. When you come off of a regular standard American diet or whatever you were doing before Optavia, you were likely eating way more calories, way more fat, way more carbohydrates than you're getting on Optavia. And getting into the groove on Optavia can be either very easy because some of us get super excited, like I am ready to do this. Our heads are in the game. And other people struggle because the calories are very low compared to what most people were coming off of. Regardless, so you're on Optavia, and let's say you're struggling in the very beginning, or all of a sudden you're just very hungry. There could be a couple of reasons why, and I want you all to know it's normal. It's normal to be hungry. When I read or hear people say you should not be hungry on plan, it doesn't make any sense to me. Unless you're laying in a bed, not moving a muscle, and you're getting no expenditure of calories. When you move around on a daily basis, you're burning calories. And we are taking in probably at the max 1,200 a day. A lot of us somewhere between 800 and 1,000. You're going to be hungry because your body will always try to compensate for calories burned or lost. If you go for a 30-minute walk every day, you're probably burning at least 100 calories, and not to mention all of the other calories that you burn at rest. So when you're in a deficit like you are on with Optavia, I'm sorry I'm talking slow, I just want you to understand. We do have a healthy body system that says, whoa, why are the calories so low? And we're moving and we're not getting that stuff replaced. I'm going to start to hit the hunger mechanism in the brain. And we get hungry. We get hungry for a variety of reasons, but I think that's one of the main ones. It's not that you're bored and decided to go off plan or emotional eating. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about true hunger. Sometimes we're hungry on plan, and it could be because we're burning more calories than we're taking in, which is likely the case. Now, some people, when they are on Optavia, say they're never hungry, and that's great. That might be because their metabolism is slower than, let's say, someone else. If you have a really good working metabolism and you're eating 800 to 1,000 calories a day, you're going to be hungry, okay? So what I want to convey is that, remember, Optavia 5-in-1 is a plan that induces weight loss through a mild form of ketosis. We're not eating keto, so our carbs are about 100 grams a day. So we do get that hunger signal, because some people, when they're on keto, say, I'm never hungry. And that is the truth, because I've done it and I was never hungry. The reason is because they are eating 80% of their calories are fat, and fat satiates the body, makes the brain like, whoo, I'm not hungry. We are in a mild state of ketosis, right? We're using ketones for energy, but we're also getting carbohydrates. So we're not a true fat burner. We're not a true sugar burner. We're somewhere in that gray area in the middle, if that makes sense to you. So when someone says you should never be hungry on Optavia, be wary of that, because I disagree. And the science will show it. The nutritionists that I've spoken to over the years, even some of them at Optavia, will say, you should never be not hungry. You should never be starving to death where you want to like ravage something. But hunger is a signal that our bodies use for survival. And again, when the calories are very low, if you have a healthy metabolism, your body will signal that brain that you're hungry. Now, how do we fix that? Like how, because a lot of low calorie diets, you know, if somebody takes pills through their doctor, I know there was a place called, what the heck was it called? Like City MD or something like that, where you would go, they would put you on like primarily like meat and veggies, and they would give you injections of B vitamins and whatnot, and you were monitored by a physician. And they would also give you appetite suppressants. A lot of diets that are very low calorie include an appetite suppressant, be it a pill, a drink. We don't use that on Optavia. So sometimes people struggle with hunger. And again, it's okay. So, okay, how do we fix that? Well, let's do this. The plan allows you to have 5 fuelings, 1 lean and green within your day. If you need to, if you're hungry, if you find your hunger is like in the morning when you wake up, have your lean and green in the morning. No one says it has to be dinner. It just seems like that we all kind of gravitate toward that, but it doesn't have to be. You can have your lean and green for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. I sometimes, not often, but sometimes will save the lean and green till my very last, I call them all fuelings, even lean and green. So I have 6 a day, right? So sometimes I save that for number 6. Sometimes I have it for number 1. Lately, I've been having it for number 3. It just depends on the day, how you're feeling. So if you're getting that hunger, have the lean and green. It'll satisfy you. And don't forget, if you choose the leanest protein, you'll get 7 ounces, which is a heck of a lot. You'll also get 2 fats. Key right there. Those 2 fats will help keep you satiated. And the plan really does recommend you save your fat for the lean and green, not like on a biscuit with, you know, avocado as your fat. Even though, I mean, it really doesn't matter, but if you're one of those hungry people, use it at your lean and green, because you're having volume, you're having your fat, you're having your veggies, like that will keep you satisfied. Some people split their lean and green in half. Some have it early in the day, some have it later in the day. Some people choose to take part of their lean and green and add it to a fueling during the day. You can tweak the plan. The best results, though, come with following the plan as it's written. Not making mashed potatoes as a fueling and adding protein and all that other stuff to it. Even though it still technically works, that's not how the plan is written. The plan is written to have your 5 fuelings and 1 lean and green. So, again, if you have a healthy metabolism and you find yourself hungry, which I think we all get sometimes, tweak your plan. Another thing that I've noticed, a lot of people that say they're hungry more so are the ones that do a lot of hacking. If you're adding a lot of things into your fuelings to make them taste better, to make them something what they're not, those people have a tendency, maybe, to be more hungry. And maybe it's just because they're adding some things in that aren't necessarily part of a fueling, right? Like, as an optional snack, you're allowed a sugar-free Jell-O. I have that on occasion, and I add the whipped cream on top. Now, there's times I've added the whipped cream already after having my 3 condiments for the day. And I'm like, a little bit of whipped cream won't hurt. Technically, I guess it really won't, but that's not the way the plan's written. So, again, if you're hungry, watch the amount of exercise you're doing, see what you're burning in a day, fiddle out your lean and green, space out your fuelings differently maybe have them every 2 hours instead of every 3, 2.5 hours instead of 3. You know, drink your water, don't go crazy with it because you can have too much. There's no reason you need to be chugging over a gallon a day. That's just nuts. Unless you're outside like a worker, you know, a laborer sweating to death and you need to replenish. There's no reason we need to be drinking so much water. just trying to help you with that. Also, avoid artificial sweeteners. Don't use Crystal Light. Don't use, Walden Farms. Don't use G. Hughes. All of those things have aspartame in them, sucralose. Those things are known to trigger hunger. They're just known to be. So that's why when you order Essential or Select, they use stevia, and that is to help not only with health reasons, but also to help you not be so hungry. Because if you're using all of those sugar-free products in a day, it can actually give you a little bit of a hunger spike. Now, here's the most interesting thing. I find that a lot of people that say they're hungry, ready? They eat a lot of cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese. We all love cheese, right? And it's so easy. We can incorporate it in our lean and green. It's part of the plan, right? But did you know that cheese contains lactose? And lactose is a known glucose or blood sugar spike. Cheese can spike your insulin. And when that happens, what happens? We get hungry, we start craving. So that's another suggestion. Cut the cheese. Is that an expression for a fart? I think so. Who cut the cheese? Remember that? Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. It's just like when I was a kid that people used to say that. If you cut the cheese out of your diet, like for a week, I'm telling you, you'll notice a difference. You'll be less constipated because dairy is something that constipates people. So if you're one of those who are having trouble going to the bathroom, cut your cheese. Cut your cheese if you're hungry. Cut your cheese if you get bloating and gas. It will help, I'm telling you, because I've done it and it has helped tremendously. But don't think you're abnormal if you're hungry. Don't listen to people that say you should never be hungry. If you were never hungry, you wouldn't eat a thing, right? I think it's exaggerated a little bit. I think they're trying to say, you should be satisfied, not you should not be hungry. There's a difference, okay? I hope that makes sense. And I will see you all in my next video. But as I want to always remind you is number one, stay focused, okay? That's important. Use your head. Stay focused. And number two, we can do this. Yes, we can. As long as we do it together, you and me and you, all right? See you in my next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.